fear is a 4-letter word. When you have guys like Eduardo and his team and you surround yourself with professionals, then don't be afraid to ask for help. Don't be afraid to ask, hey, Eduardo, is this a good deal? Should I do this deal? And have an exit strategy. These are things that you'll find from seasoned investors that can really help you along the way. If you have a deal that you need money, happy to help. If you want to just ask me for a free opinion and value, absolutely. And because Eduardo had me on the program, if you want to check out the Boca Real Estate Investment Club, you can be my guest for your first meeting. So there's no charge, typically $20 at the door. Just say you heard me on IRG and you're my guest, and check out www.bocarealestateclub.com, or you can call our office 561-391-REAL. Beautiful.
Hey guys, this is Eduardo with IRG Corporation.
Really, the biggest one is just not underwriting the deal properly.
¿El mercado se va a caer o no se va a caer?
I say with the Airbnb business, reviews are what's really important to keep your business
I used to work
running.
for IBM.
On the building, ciclo de comprar y cerrar un deal. Entonces, yo sé tú como el new buyer, and that's basically what we know.
Right. Hey, good afternoon, guys. My name is Eduardo Mualem with IRG Corporation. I have a special guest in this new podcast that we're going to. I have Mr. David Dweck in the seat. How are you, David?
In the hot seat.
In the hot seat.
Caliente.
I know David for years already. I think more than 10 years.
At least.
And he's a very well-known private lender in the industry, in the real estate industry here in South Florida. Very excited to have you on board. Thank you for coming.
Thank you for having me. Good to be here.
Awesome. I know I'm going to ask you a few questions about what have you done.
We're going to jump right in.
Awesome. I know you're involved in a lot of things, but your main thing is private lending, and you have a Boca Investment Club also that you're running called Boca Investment Club, right?
Boca Real Estate Investment Club, BRIC.
Oh, BRIC, right. So tell me a little bit more about that. So the audience pretty much...
Yeah, so I started BRIC because there was a need. So I was an investor first, then I got my real estate license. So I got my real estate license 31 years ago and became an investor first. And there was nobody teaching creative concepts in real estate. So, when you go to real estate school to get your license, they teach you how to pass a test. They don't teach you about real estate. They don't teach you about transactions. They don't teach you about land trusts, wholesaling, 1031 tax-free exchanges, how to be a good landlord or landlady, all these subjects, private lending. They don't talk about that. They don't talk about how to, take title to investment property, which, by the way, if you're a brand new investor, don't take property in your own name. So for 31 plus years, we've been meeting every single month. So I'm the OG
awesome.
of the real estate clubs down here. So...
you've definitely been around for years already. When I first started, maybe, 18 years ago, I do recall your investment club. I used to go to your investment club, and I know you do a great job at it, and you have a lot of students pretty much learning a lot from your experience.
Well, me and I bring other people, whether it's local or national, to teach concepts that, we talked about something that you're doing, novations. And, there are a lot of amateurs doing novations. So now, what's going to happen is I'll have you come talk about novations to the club.
Yeah, awesome.
Just help people out with doing novations.
Yeah, let me know the date. I'll be there. I'm more than welcome to teach you guys how to do novations.
Good. This is what things like BRIC and what Eduardo does is for, to help people expand their horizons and do more business. And, one of the things I really love about real estate is that we're in a people business. And you could have, you can have your smartphone and do what you want on your fruity iPhone, whatever it is, but to have the personal interaction, do stuff like this, or invite people to your office is a great space. So thank you for having me. I'm really glad I'm here.
Thank you for coming. So that's awesome. I know it's a great journey you've had, and you've helped a lot of investors, students, to pretty much take them to where they need to be. Tell me a little bit more about your private lending program. I know you've been involved into that. You've been doing that for years.
Yeah,
millions of dollars.
25 years, over $1 billion. And look, private lending, it's not the cost of the money. It's the availability of the money. If you need money on a deal, the money's there. and over $1 billion loaned out in this market. And, reputation is showing up on time, every time, whether it's in South Florida or other areas. We're very specific in what we do. And so it's been a very good business model, and with, thankfully, very few defaults, which I'm glad. And if people are just getting in, now is a very interesting time. We're in the middle of 2025. The market's changing pretty rapidly. And, I was saying earlier in the year, it's more of a level market. Now we're in a buyer's market. And, you make money in real estate when you buy. You realize the profit when you sell.
Beautiful. Yeah, so those are definitely facts.
Facts. Salud.
Yeah, salud for that. But as he said, you guys are going to hear me a lot about, what's really going on in 2025. How's the market shifting? I think that's a very, very important topic that we should discuss, because I know there's a lot of uncertainty when it comes really to what's going to happen. Is it the right time to invest? Is it so many questions that we all ask that we definitely need to consider every time we're investing. So just knowing the right people that have been in the industry for years, like myself, like David, having access to that funding, which is something that he mentioned, I think that's very, very important, right? I think one of the hardest challenge for the funding side is really the availability, what you mentioned,
right.
That you have a contract, you want to close it the next day, or you have a great opportunity. Just having the access of the funds is definitely mainly one of the biggest hurdles that a lot of investors don't realize that they should get.
And by the way, it's happened many times over the years where people call me and they want to close within 48 hours because their lender dropped the ball.
Right. And
that's something, integrity in this business. My word is my bond. If I give you my word, I'm going to be there. And somebody from our company shows up to closing and make sure everything is, done properly, funded, and smooth. We like smooth sailing. There's a Dweckism, and I'll share it with you. And it's work smarter, play harder. So that's the name of my podcast, the Work Smarter, Play Harder podcast. And I have all these little sayings that I've created over the years. The less I do, the less I care, the more I make. The less I do, the less I care, the more I make. So I'm going to put that into context. Okay, you don't want to buy the house from me? Don't buy the house. You don't want to rent the house from me? Don't rent the house. I really don't care, because I know there's somebody out there that's going to do it. So it creates a stress-free life for me. This is not an easy business. Would you agree?
No, it's not. There's definitely a lot of challenges, a lot of things.
We rise up.
Yeah.
We rise up and meet those challenges face to face.
Especially when you're scaling up and you feel that it's so easy. Just to scale either a wholesale operation, a fix and flip operation, a lending business. There's so many challenges that a lot of investors don't foresee. And that's pretty much why you have to just surround yourself with the right people that have done it before, people that really have the knowledge, people that you trust and create a relationship with.
Right. It's true.
Awesome. So this is great content, David. I do appreciate you coming to the...
Any other questions?
I have so many questions for you. I know we have like a short time, but anyways, anything specific that you want to talk about, maybe for the audience to kind of relate. I know typically our audience is people that want to get in real estate, people that...
I'll just give you, I think, a couple of good tips for especially people who are new. Fear is a 4-letter word. When you have guys like Eduardo and his team, and you surround yourself with professionals, then don't be afraid to ask for help. Don't be afraid to ask, hey, Eduardo, is this a good deal? Should I do this deal? And have an exit strategy. These are things that you'll find from seasoned investors that can really help you along the way. And if you have a deal that you need money, happy to help. If you want to just ask me for a free opinion and value, absolutely. And because Eduardo had me on the program, if you want to check out the Boca Real Estate Investment Club, you can be my guest for your first meeting. So there's no charge, typically $20 at the door. Just say you heard me on IRG and you're my guest, and check out www.bocarealestateclub.com, or you can call our office 561-391-REAL.
Beautiful. That's awesome. David, again, that's awesome, buddy. Thank you for providing us with the free access. I appreciate your time. It was great seeing you, talking to you about real estate.
You got it.
Keep in touch. Hey guys, this is Eduardo with IRG Corporation.
Really, the biggest one is just not underwriting the deal properly.
¿El mercado se va a caer o no se va a caer?
I say with the Airbnb business, reviews are what's really important to keep your
So I
business
used to work
running.
for IBM.
On the building ciclo de comprar y cerrar un deal. Entonces, yo sé tú como wholesaler buyer, and that's basically what we know.
Right.